Okay, let's discuss about this. Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we have seen the data in the student table, right? So in the student table, we are having a ID column which holds two duplicates along with three distinct values. Okay. Here my scenario is to identify, how many duplicates are there for each ID. Okay. So in that case, we'll be writing this equal. Okay. So what is this equal? Anyone please answer? How we have to read this equal? Balaji, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you understand this equal? What this equal is doing? And
Yes.
yeah, please go ahead. Yeah,
Uh, in our table, select ID column and
yeah,
count the data from
yeah,
students table,
yeah,
either group by ID
yeah,
when and having count how many numbers are there, then count it greater than one.
yeah. So what will happen in the back end when we run this
Back
equal?
Backend when we run the sequence
Mm,
query,
mm,
uh, ID select ID column and
mm,
count the data
mm,
from student table
mm,
and group by ID
mm.
and count its data and greater than when its data is greater than one, it will execute output.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. You read the same, but you have to say in this way. Okay, it forms a groups. Okay, it forms a groups. Okay, understand my words, yeah, clearly.
Yes, yes.
So it forms a groups based on the distinct values. Okay, whenever the first record is hitted to this hitted for the group formation, it forms group one. Okay, and stores group one value in it. And again, if and again for the second ID, it creates one more group and forms the second. I mean, makes the second record, and the third group it forms and make the third record, and then the fourth record it forms and then move all the four records to that group. Okay, so once the group process is completed, means still here. Okay, once group
Okay.
process is completed, on top of that we are saying to the group by group by class, stating that I need the count of the records which are in individual groups greater than one. Okay, in that way we are filtering the unique groups. We are catching exactly duplicate the groups. Okay, so
Okay.
you have to understand in that way. So once the group calculation is done, once the group calculation is, yeah, I mean, once the group segregation is completed, and then analytical functions will run on top of that group, like counting the records. So once that process is completed, okay, from the group it also avoids the groups which are not satisfying this where class. I mean this having class. Okay, so the groups which are not satisfying this having class will not get printed in this group, right? Printed in the result
Yes.
set. Okay, you understood right now?
Yes,
So now you understood, na? So how this SQL is running in background?
yes,
Everyone
yes, yes.
understood, right? So we are selecting the data from this table ID and forming the groups individually based on the unique values, and then we are running an analytical function that we are counting the number of rows, and again we are filtering the groups which are not passing that analytical function result. Okay, and then we are displaying those results from the group result set. Okay, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because these are very important, points. Yeah, so that is why I was stretching more and more. Okay, let me ask anyone. Yeah, Vishnu Kumar Reddy, please, if you understand this, please, or else how many people are there today? 12 only. Yesterday 15 are there. Okay, so I mean this concept is clear, right, for everyone?
Sir.
Okay, okay. Let me move. So whenever you write some, I mean not only this group here. See, let me just add two more columns. Okay, now I have see, if you want to identify, let me just add student name also. Okay, so if you want to do on more columns, right, you have to. It is not mandatory that in the select class you should have all the columns of the group. Okay, without group also you can run the SQL. Okay, so this query returns exact same output what we do in the previous. Okay, so so this four department Lena is having two entries in our student table. Okay, so you can have group by on multiple columns as well and identify the values whatever you want. Okay, so let's discuss about the functions today. So everyone is clear about this group by and having, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the difference between where class and group by? Anyone? Where class, in which scenarios will go for where class, and for what scenarios will we going for group by class?
To catch any point, we used to use where, sir.
To catch a particular record, right? To filter, I mean
Yes.
to see the to filter particular record, I mean particular department number or else. Okay, to find a particular row in the table, right? Okay, so using where class we can catch particular records in that group. Okay, what about group by? Balaji, speak, yeah. Anyone? Hello, hello. Group by is used to form a values on the basis of common values. Okay, so see here, group the rows that has the same values. Okay, we group the rows that has the same values, and then we run some analytical functions. Okay, on top of that group. Okay, and what is the difference between having class and then where class? Yeah, what is the difference between having class and where class?
Having we can distinct the values, sir.
No, no,
We can
having
do distinct.
class. No, no, you have
It
to
is a
say some
filter.
some other way. Some other way you have to say answer.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Adi, please.
To filter the group by, we used to use.
Yes, yes, yes.
Having
To
class restrict the data no, sir.
yeah, restrict the data from the table, not from the group. Okay, to
Yeah.
filter or else restrict the data from the
Yes, yes.
group by group related values. Okay, so having class is meant for to filter the group related values. Okay, but where class
Okay.
you use to filter the particular rows from the table. Okay, so where class we can apply only in the table level. Okay, so group by class and having class we can apply for the group by group, a bunch of records or group of the records which are having the same values. Okay, so these 2 points are clear, right, for everyone?
Yes, sir.
యాక్చువల్గా నేను చెప్పేటప్పుడు మీరు ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోగలుగుతున్నారా, అది ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనమాట.
Yeah. Yeah, sir.
మీరు ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోలేకపోతే నేను మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను. డిఫరెంట్ డిఫరెంట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ తీసుకొని చెప్పాల్సి వచ్చింది అనమాట. ఓకేనా, మీరు జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకేనా, ఇది పెద్ద కష్టమేమి ఉండదు, సింపుల్గా ఉంటుంది, స్ట్రైట్గా ఉంటుంది. జస్ట్ మీరు చెప్పేటప్పుడు కాన్సెప్ట్స్ని బాగా అర్థం చేసుకోండి. ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్సే ఉంటాయి అనమాట రియల్ టైంలో కూడా. ఓకే, సో మనం ఇవాళ జస్ట్ ఒక ఇన్ ఆపరేటర్ చూద్దాం. ఓకే, సో ఇన్ అనేది ఏంటంటే యాక్చువల్గా ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ మల్టిపుల్ ఆర్స్ అన్నమాట. లెట్ మీ జస్ట్ హ్యావ్ how many records I have here. Okay, so let me just add one more record. So I have inserted fifth row again. Okay, so uh, so let me just uh, give you an example. So I need the IDs where the student name. Okay, let me have an IDs only. It will be easy. Okay, I want the information from this table student. Okay, from this student, I want the information from the student table where ID ID is equal to 4. Okay, or I want the information for the student ID is equal to 1. Okay, so we can see here, right, using this or operator. Or is nothing but what, it will check both the
Any one
conditions.
condition.
Any one condition can has to get satisfied. If you write ID is equal to 100, 100 is not there, but it will display all the records. Okay, even though one record condition is matching, it can display. Okay, but but to replace this multiple or, we can keep on increasing multiple ors, right? If you see here, for each and every cell I can have multiple ors, right? So instead of writing these multiple ors, we can simply use one operator called in operator. Okay, what this in operator does is it does the same functionality of the or. Okay, 1 comma 5. Okay, what we have to do is we just have to write small statement that select all the details from this table name. Okay, from this table where id in is nothing but it is exact of or in 4 or in 1 or in 5. Okay, in this fashion, if you run this equal, it will give exact result whatever we have seen in the above query. Okay, you're getting my point, right? What is the difference between in and multiple ors? See here also you can see the same rows, right? And here also you can see the same rows. Okay, so that is the in usage. Okay, so I want a scenario like I don't want these guys, I mean these IDs 415. Okay, so in that case what I have to think? Anyone can answer? I don't want this IDs 415. So in that case I can write my brackets in this fashion, and before the brackets I can use my not operator. Okay, not is one kind of operator. This apart from this action, I mean apart from this action, other action to be performed. Okay, so the false action has to be executed. If you see here, so 2 3 are coming, we have given here not in, not equal to 4 or not equal to 1 or not equal to 5. So this is the usage of not operator. Okay, so in the same way we can do it in not in also. Okay, so in also like if id not in 4 or 1 or 5, so these both the statements will run exactly the same. Okay, but if you see, right, if you see here, the number of odds are getting increased, right? So the code looks very complex, right? If I have only 3 conditions, what if I have 100 conditions? It is very complex, right? So to minimize that, we can use this in operator to have that kind, the code looks very simple and tight. Okay, let me run this operator. Not in operator. It is also retrieving 2 and 3 records, which is exactly the same of OR operator followed by not. Okay. So these two syntaxes are clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these are very simple. Okay. Basically some kind of small logic. That's it. Okay. In is nothing but to search each and every record until it exists. Okay. So let's see, like these are for numerics. Okay, if we want to search such a string column, then we write in this fashion. Okay, string columns followed by double quotation single quotation in both the hand. Okay, let me just give. Okay, these are clear, right? These are clear, na? So let me just tell you like what OR operator is covered, right? Let me just tell you what is AND operator. So an example I will take, uh, like let me just tell you. Okay, I have inserted one more row. Okay, now if you see, I have for the 5 ID I have two rows where student age is I mean this is not age, but I was just taken an example to tell you about like what is and. So I want the record where the student ID is 5 and as well as the ID student 5 age is 100. So in that case, we have to handle both the columns with some true condition. If both the column values are true, then only I need those values. So in that case, we have to write in this fashion. If the ID is 5 and if the ID is 5 and then the student age and then student age is equal to 100, then only I display those records. Okay, if you can see here, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see here, right? How we are writing the AND operator. So here also we can write and to have exactly opposite behavior of the condition. Okay. So apart from 5 and the age is not equal no, we have written not operator, right? So whenever this condition is false, then those records will get displayed. Okay, so in that way opposite, yeah, yeah, so in that way opposite functions can be handled with not operator. Okay, so not has multiple use cases. Okay, so sometimes, right, you have to be very I mean, these brackets are there, right? These brackets are very important while making logical conditions. Okay, so by any chance, if you miss to update the logical conditions, right? What will happen? You see this. I was expecting if ID is 5 and then age is 100, print only those records. Okay, let me just run this equal. I too don't know what will happen. See, the logical condition is not getting satisfied. Not means this is not a logical statement. Not in 5, not in 5 we don't have any records, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean not equal to 5 is a true operator. And student age is 5. So we'll be getting either 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, right? And the student age will not be exactly matching with the 100, right? So so the logical thinking of our we have to place, if you place the brackets like this, then the output will be very clear for us, right? You understood, right, the background of these brackets?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, let me just go through this doc. Okay, so we are done with update statement. Yeah, you know, right, how to update a particular cell. particular column with some conditions? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the update statement syntax? Balaji,
Update.
please. Yeah,
Up,
Veni. Yeah, please. Anyone? Update
Yeah.
statement syntax. Yes.
Update table name.
Yeah.
Then we have to use set
Set.
and then we have to write the conditions, sir.
Set. No. Everyone.
no,
Yeah, please,
update
Balaji. Yes.
update table
Yeah.
name set.
Yeah.
What is the changes in
Which
we
column
need
you are
that
going to change the
If
column?
we want to
Yes.
get
that column we will mention and where it will that condition is satisfied and where we need to change the data
Hmm. Yeah.
that
Exactly. Yes. So you have to prepare. Okay, you have to prepare in this way that if I give some statement head, you have to tell me that boss, we are updating. In this table, the values, the salary value is 5,000. Okay, for all the
yes
rows. Okay. If someone
okay
says, if someone asks like, what is this update statement doing in the background? Then we have to answer in this way, like we are updating the student table marks as null for
and
Kiran only.
yes
Okay, so in that way you
particular
have to understand. Okay, so
okay
can anyone repeat apart from Balaji, what is update statement syntax? Hari. గైస్ మీరు మాట్లాడకపోతే నాకు నేను చెప్పింది మొత్తం మీకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు నాకు అనిపించింది.
Hello.
చెప్పండి.
Update table name.
యా.
Set set.
సెట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. మీరు ఆగిపోతున్నారు, అట్లా ఆగిపోకూడదు. మీరు సింటాక్సెస్ ని చాలా యాక్యురేట్ గా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలన్నమాట. సో
Oh,
రియల్ టైంలో పనిచేసేటప్పుడు మీరు గూగుల్ చేయటానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి, కానీ అవి చిన్న చిన్న స్టేట్మెంట్స్ కదా, వాటిని కూడా మీరు హ్యాండ్స్ ఆన్ తెచ్చుకోవాలి. మీరు చెప్పేటప్పుడే స్టక్ అయిపోతున్నారు. ఓకే, ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకేనా? సో అప్డేట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అట్లనే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతూ ఉండాలి. ఓకేనా? సో మనకు వితౌట్ వే క్లాస్ అప్డేట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ రన్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది చెప్పండి. వితౌట్ వే క్లాస్.
total
Four,
call total
records
column
will appear.
యా, గుడ్. సో డిలీట్. ఓకే, డిలీట్ కూడా కవర్ చేశాను కదా నేను. యా.
yes
సో
sir
నేను డిలీట్ డిలీట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద టేబుల్ నేమ్ ఒకటే ఫైర్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? డిలీట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద టేబుల్ నేమ్ అని చెప్పేసి నేను ఆ క్వరీ ఒకటే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేశాను, ఏమవుతుందండి?
Table, entire table will delete, sir.
ఎంటైర్ టేబుల్ డేటా విల్ గెట్ డిలీట్. ఓకే.
table data
సార్ ఓన్లీ డేటా మొత్తం వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. దాని స్ట్రక్చర్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది.
Yeah. So here if you execute this, see, this is what the interaction session starts. Okay, if you say something, I'll get some idea. Okay, so that the session will go very smooth. Okay, please people, you have to think very great and then give answers. Okay. So let me go to the last point. సో నేను డిలీట్ చేసేసాను కదా మొత్తం రికార్డ్స్. సో ఇప్పుడు నేను కమిట్ చేస్తే పర్మనెంట్ సేవ్ అయిపోతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ నేను రోల్ బ్యాక్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ నా రికార్డ్స్ అన్ని బ్యాక్ వస్తాయా?
వస్తాయి సార్.
yes sir
ఓకే, గుడ్. సో నేను వేర్ క్లాస్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? వేర్ క్లాస్ పెట్టి నాకు ఒక కాలం 101 ఒకటే నేను కండిషన్ ఇచ్చాను, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది?
But column
that record only will delete
one not one column ఒకటి.
101 కాలం ఒకటే కాదన్నమాట, 101 సంబంధించిన రో మొత్తం డిలీట్ అవుతుంది.
మొత్తం వెళ్ళిపోతుంది.
రో కాలం అంటే కాలం 1, కాలం 2, కాలం 3 అన్నమాట.
Yeah.
ఓకే, రోకి కాలంకి చాలా డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. మీరు చెప్పేటప్పుడు ఎగ్జాక్ట్ వర్డ్స్ ని కొంచెం కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి.
Okay.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే. సో మల్టిపుల్ కాలమ్స్ని నేను ఒకేసారి అప్డేట్ చేయాలంటే ఎలా? మల్టిపుల్ కాలమ్స్ని నేను అప్డేట్ చేయాలంటే ఎలా అండి? నిన్న మాట్లాడాం కదా ఈ టాపిక్ గురించి. మల్టిపుల్ కాలమ్స్ని అప్డేట్ చేయాలి అంటే నాకు స్టూడెంట్ అనే టేబుల్లో ఈ నేమ్ నేను మార్క్స్ని అప్డేట్ ఒకేసారి చేయాలి ఈ 101కి. ఎలా అండి అప్పుడు?
Update student, update table name, set, then change conditions, and then where class,
యా.
and then last we have to do where the condition, and that means where is the row or column.
ఓకే. 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 ఓకే విష్ణు, బాగా చెప్పారు. యాక్చువల్‌గా టెర్మినాలజీ వాడండి. యాక్చువల్‌గా మీరు క్యాచ్ చేసిన పాయింట్ అయితే కరెక్టు. కాపోతే ఎగ్జాక్ట్ టెర్మినాలజీ వాడాలన్నమాట. ఓకే.
Okay, sir.
సో లైక్ అప్డేట్ టేబుల్ నేమ్, సెట్ ద కాలమ్స్ what we are going to update. Okay. The
Yeah.
columns what we are going to update. So those
Update.
columns will be giving, like if there are single column, then single column followed by the equal operator equal to the exact value what we want to going to update. Okay. If there are multiple values we are going to touch, then we have to give some separator between the columns. Okay.
Yeah.
And then definitely we have to use a where class. Okay. Without where class, if you update, then the entire table will get updated with nulls. Okay.
Yes.
So the terminology is important. Okay. You're catching it, but make to the right terminology so that everything will be working fine.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So logical operators. So and అంటే ఏంటండి? If there are three conditions, then if there are two conditions, then what is the and function does?
If the two conditions are true, then only.
Yeah, if the two conditions are satisfied. Okay. So if the two conditions are satisfied, then only the operation will perform. Okay. So or is nothing but if both the conditions are, if both are, any one of them is getting satisfied, it
One of
will
them
work.
satisfied will get.
Yeah, exactly. So not is like if the conditions which are not which are running, I don't want those conditions to be coming for my records. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, in that case I will go with not operator. I mean exact opposite of this results.
Results.
Yeah. See,
And
if you
then
see here, right, we are selecting the salary greater than 2000 and the job is manager. So I don't want this combination to be executed for my records. So then in that case, I can simply write down my brackets and write down not.
No.
Yeah. సో అఖిలేష్, అఖిల సారీ, అఖిల అర్థమవుతుందండి మీకు? జయవర్ధన్ అర్థమవుతుందా?
Yes, Anna.
అర్థమవుతుంది కదా?
yes, bro.
ఓకే. ఓకే. ఎక్కడన్నా అర్థం కాకపోతే చెప్పండి, నేను ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ తీసుకొని చెప్తాను మళ్ళీ. ఓకేనా? ఇవన్నీ మీరు డే బై డే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలన్నమాట. సో మల్టిపుల్ సినారియోస్ ఉంటాయి గూగుల్లో, మీరు డే బై డే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలి. ఓకే.
Okay.
ఓకేనా? సో ఇదిగో ఇట్లా కొంతమంది ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకొని రాస్తారు, ఆర్ ఇట్లా రాస్తారనమాట. ఓకేనా? సో ఇది రాంగ్ యూసేజ్ అనమాట. సో ఇది కరెక్ట్ యూసేజ్. Okay, please note, this is a wrong usage, this is a correct usage. So for every or also you have to give the column separately. Okay. So to overcome or, we can go with in operator.
Mm.
Okay. Between is like, between is like, it will give the range between, this lower boundary to this upper boundary. Okay. So let me just tell you with an example. So see guys, I am just playing with my data only. Okay. I am just playing with my data and giving you certain examples. Okay. Please be focused. Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Where
దీంట్లో చూసుకుంటూ దీంట్లో
the student age between 10 and 12. Okay, so we have given, see, in the student table we are having almost 7 records, but
Yes, sir.
I don't want all the records to be displayed. Okay, I want the students whose age is between 10 and 12. Okay, so in such cases I can go with between operator. Okay, in other way also we can write, how we can write is, okay, where if the student age is uh, if the student age is greater than equal to, and if the student age is less than, so what this less than equal to, right?
Or equal.
See, this is the lower boundary, right? So this is the upper boundary, right? So we are using an AND operator here, right? And these are, these are some kind of variables. Yeah, operators also. These are, I mean, later, less than, greater than. These symbols are there, right? So these symbols also we can use here. Okay. So I mean, between also work in this fashion only. Okay. So just I was giving you the difference. Yeah. So please make a note of this. Okay, both results will come exactly same, right? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, now some, now pattern will be discussing. Okay. So now I want my, student gender. Let's take student gender. So now I'm discussing about, like operator. Okay, where if my student gender, uh, or else let's take student name only here. Student gender is only having two combinations. Okay, if you see here, right, I want the student name which is having, starting word as L. Okay, so in that way, you see here, starting word as L. So we have to use star percentage followed by quotations. Okay, so like this, starting word as L. Okay, what happened?
Right. We didn't mention like, sir, there.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
సార్ కామా అనుకుంటా సార్
What happened?
ఇక్కడ ఎల్ దగ్గర స్టార్ కాదు
Comma కాదు, పర్సంటేజ్ ఇది.
పైన పైన సింగిల్ కొటేషన్
అర్థం కాలేదండి, ఎవరు బాలాజీ చెప్తుంది?
ఎల్ దగ్గర సింగిల్ కొటేషన్స్
Already ఇచ్చారు.
వాల్యూ
ఇచ్చారా?
ఇచ్చాను ఆల్రెడీ. అదేదో పైన నేను ఎక్స్ట్రా ఏదో చేశాను,
అదే అదే అదే
ఇదిగోండి, దీనివల్ల ఏదో అది రాంగ్ గా అజంప్షన్ చేసుకుంది. ఓకేనా? సో స్టార్టింగ్ with L. Okay, the names are starting with L. Okay, if I want the names starting, I mean ending with L, then percentage. Okay, so you'll get confused. Okay, let me just have starting with N. Okay, ending with N. Yeah, ending with N. Okay, so this will give you the name, the letter which is the student name which is having a last character as N. Okay, so just in some situations we We have to see these are the syntaxes we have to follow. Okay, like if you want to have a last letter as R, then we have to write percentage of R. Okay, or else if the first letter and the first letter and the last letter should be as J and S, then we have to use this kind of syntax. Star is nothing but, percentage is nothing but, it can be anything. It can be anything. Okay, but it should have a starting value in the right side and ending value in the left side. Okay, and if you give percentage in between, then in that word I should have at least a, at least capital letter A. Okay, middle letter. Okay, so exact opposite of this scenario is nothing but, not is nothing but, if you want exact opposite. Okay, these syntaxes you have to practice on your own, guys. Okay, I have just given you this two. Star is nothing but, it can be anything, and if you give a particular character or else particular words before that star, which means that, starting of the word should match, and after that word it can be anything. Okay, and in the same way for the ending of the word, it starting of the words can be anything, and ending of the word should exact match with R. Okay, and then
Okay.
yeah, so these are clear, right, for everyone?
Okay, bro.
Yeah, so this is this command underscore. This is also some special. Like if you want the if you want the select second character to be as A and then continue, then you have to use this one. Okay. Uh, I think create table. Everyone is clear, right? Create table syntax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jayvardhan, can you say like what is the syntax for create table? Just one line. Okay, leave it. Yeah, you're saying something.
Insert
Create table syntax. Yeah.
insert star from
Create
Uh,
table,
no,
table name and
Jayvardhan.
data types. Column state.
No, Jayvardhan. You are saying or Hari is saying?
yes, and I insert
No, no, I was
star
asking.
from
No,
table
no,
underscore info.
no, Jayvardhan. Please practice. Syntaxes for create, alter, drop, truncate. Okay, rename. Okay,
Okay.
okay. I have already given one session here on this languages part. Okay, so these all statements I have already discussed one day. Like when we use drop, what is the syntax for that? When we use rename, what is the syntax for that? And when we how to create a table, what is the syntax for that? And what is the alter? What is truncate? So these all I have discussed here in the previous session. Please go through that session. Yeah. Next. So alter use it to drop a column or else modify a column or else what, add a column or else what we can do with alter. Rename a column. Okay. These all concepts I have discussed here. Hello. How to add
Yes,
add
sir.
a new column or else drop a column which is already present, or else modify the column, I mean increase the column size from 10 to 20. Okay, and renaming the column. So these 4 points I discussed. Yeah. So please go through this video one more time. Okay. And drop. Yeah. So if you use drop, what happens? Drop table name. What happens? Akila.
Top table.
Yeah. What happens, Akila? Don't take
So
much time.
deleted for the job.
No, no. Drop is to drop. It drops entire table as well as the data. Okay. So drop is to drop the table and as well as the entire data. So if we should drop, we can't do roll back.
Roll back value.
Okay, what about truncate? Truncate, what it does?
Data will be deleted.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the
So
rows will be deleted.
Table remains and data will be deleted.
yeah, table structure remains same, and then structure will be, I mean, data will be removed.
Data will be deleted.
Yeah. So once if you issued a truncate, you can do rollback or
No.
not?
We can't, sir.
We can't, right? Yeah, it's clear. So see here, differences are there. Okay, this is like if you want to rename the table name from old to new, then we go with rename table. Okay. So yeah, so this is like some use case I will tell you here. Okay. So backup of a table. Okay, so you want to I have this table. Okay, for some reason I want to take backup of this table. Okay, with some other name. So in that case I will be writing this table. I'll be writing this query, create table name. Table name is like underscore bkp. Yes. Okay, as select star from table name. Okay, what this will do is it will create a table, new table from the old table, and the entire table remains same. Okay, if you see here, right, the entire rows, 7 rows are there here, and here also we have a 7 rows. So if someone asks you to take backup of this table, then you have to execute this kind of sequence. Okay, create table name as select star from the table name from the old table name. Okay, this will
సార్
create
కాపీ కూడా దీనిలాగా పనిచేస్తుంది కదా సేమ్
this is exactly like copy. You're copying. I mean, if you know Unix, then CP is nothing but CP copy. Okay, copy
ఓకే సార్
from one file to another file. So exact same.